Yeah.
Am I talking to you?
To answer you.
For real?
If I were to boil down all the things that we've experienced over the last 2 days, including the naked pig, I just love saying that, is the future. The future just happened, and we have to catch up to it. But the future is a funny thing. It's always changing. It never does what it's supposed to do. And it's really frightening. When we don't know what's going to happen next, it's just human nature to get frightened. It could be a lion around the corner. It could be something that puts us in real danger. So our natural reaction is to be afraid. And another thing happens to human beings, because we're very strange creatures, is that we grow to like being afraid. In the United States, we have this bizarre holiday that for some reason we started preparing for in August now. It's called Halloween. Everyone dresses up and they try to scare each other. And the other thing that starts happening in August is you start seeing ads for movies that their whole intent is to freak you out. And for some reason, a lot of people like to be frightened. It's very easy for me to laugh that off as something that some kids like to do, fear junkies, whatever, there's something wrong with them. But then I realize every time I pick up my phone to check out what's going on with the polls or what's going to happen in the campaign, I too am addicted to that feeling of fear. And then when I obsess over what's going to happen in the property markets and how bad is the castle data and look at all those empty office buildings in my favorite cities and look at the empty retail, and I keep looking at it and I keep looking for something. And I worry that what I'm looking for is that jolt of fear. Part of what I was so enthusiastic about throughout the last 2 days is that almost every speaker, including the political ones, were saying, okay, there's reason to be frightened, but let's look closer. Let's really start to understand some of the nuance here. Yeah, it's frightening. We can freak out, or we can look at the details. We can start to think about it a little bit more deeply. We can keep walking. It's what Winston Churchill told us to do. When you find yourself in hell, keep walking. Get to the other side. There's really less reason for us to be paralyzed by fear today than ever before. We're starting to understand the problem. We're starting to understand how bad is it or how bad is it not. And that's everything from politics and geopolitics. Yeah, it's bad, it's difficult, it's challenging. It's not necessarily something to freak out about or to get addicted to think about your life as one where you are afraid. And instead, to start thinking about how we move or evolve from fear to challenge. Now, the challenge is so big, whether it's climate change, or it's reduced valuations, or it's urban doom loops, or it's pick your favorite. And how exciting is it to read about another distressed asset that just traded for less than an Upper East Side townhouse for a major office building? We all get excited and frightened for our own portfolios and frightened for our own jobs. That's a big thing to confront. But if we sit down and we look at it, we spend some time with it, we think about where these things are going, if we start tracking where they're going, they're all manageable, but hard. The conversion that we're going to have to do, as described by Secretary Kerry and some of the other speakers that we had here, when it comes to sustainability, no one understands better than real estate how hard this is to reduce carbon in our entire built environment. I mean, this is brutally hard, and it's asking us to change every aspect of how we live, how we work, how we think, how we invest. We're going to have to change everything. And on top of that, we've got these crazy AI agents that They're going to start building stuff all by themselves and create new reality and set nuclear bombs off? I mean, I'm freaking out now. And maybe I'm getting addicted to fear again. Let me get back to challenge. Let me get back to what real estate people do well, and that is understand how to invest in the future, how to think about the future as a different place than the one we have now. Shakespeare might have called it an undiscovered country. And that's scary, but it's also exciting. It's also something that we can reach for and we can lean into. Another politician, JFK, once said that, we're going to go to the moon and back again, not because it's easy or inexpensive, but because it's hard. Everyone loves real estate. They talk about it all the time. They compare the values of their assets. There's apparently all these flipping shows on cable television where you get to see inside different people's houses and people talk about their real estate fortunes all being determined by the quality of the granite countertops in their kitchen. I mean, we love real estate. If it were easy, everyone would do it. If it were easy, it wouldn't require all of you to be here to figure out how to understand the future and put money down on that future. We all invest in the future, not because it's easy. We determine a way to reduce our carbon footprint, to be more resilient, even though our cities are threatened by the climate change that's getting worse every day. We invest in that. We create cities, not because it's easy, not because we can coast along, but because it's hard. And I can think of no better community to take a leadership role in the challenges that are facing all of us. Challenges that make a devaluation of an office building look like nothing. We are the people that need to start taking the lead socially, politically, with all the different parties to figure out a way to create that glittering city of our future. We can do it. And we will do it, especially if we're members of AFIRE. Thank you so much for spending a day and a half of your valuable time with us. Thank you to the staff that have put this together, the planning committee that put this together, my incredible outgoing chair, Steve McCarthy. Thank you to Amy Price, who's taking on that role this year. Thank you to Gala Productions and all the incredible people that made this space so special for us. Thank you for sharing your ideas and your insights with each other, and sometimes even with me, about how you see real estate going forward. I am weirdly optimistic about where we're going in the next 18 months, in the next 18 years. I am excited to see what you will create. Thank you. And I'll see you in Munich, and then I'll see you in DC in February. Take care, everybody.